Good afternoon. Happy to be here to serve you the 17th day of December 2023. Welcoming you to the special edition of UBC Weekly News Roundup. My name is Sandra Kahunde. Now straight into the activities you could have missed out during the week. Somalia has officially become the 8th member of the East African Community after signing the East African Accession Treaty. The event was hosted by President Kaguta Museveni at State House Entebbe, as Saddam Mowale reports from Entebbe.
Somalia has formally joined the East African Community through the Treaty of Accession ceremony held at State House Entebbe. The solidifying of Somalia's entrance into the East African Community now adds to 8 the number of bloc's member states. The event was overseen by President Kaguta Museveni as one of the founding fathers of the bloc, alongside 2 other heads of state, Salva Kiir of South Sudan and Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, the President of the Federal Republic of Somalia, and the East African Secretary General Peter Mathuki. The current chairperson of the East African Community, the President of the Republic of South Sudan, Salva Kiir, formally welcomed Somalia to the East African Community Regional Bloc and highlighted on some of the benefits that come along with Somalia's admission.
Somalia, along with the rest of the member of East Africa Community, will enjoy the 5 freedoms: free movement of goods, free movement of persons, free movement of labor, free movement of services, and free movement of capital, and 2 rights.
The President of the Federal Republic of Somalia, Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, is optimistic that his country's joining of the East African Community will contribute to prosperity due to its strategic relevance.
Somalia's membership is not just timely but natural, enhancing the bloc's trade and investment potentiality. Somalia's geostrategic significance will elevate the community's global reference and strategic importance. Somalia's integration will strengthen people-to-people connection, benefiting the East Africa in various aspects. As I said earlier, Somalis are already here in the East Africa community. We are part of the family, but today, as His Excellency President Museveni said, we have been a newly born for the purpose of legitimacy and legalization.
The East African Community was established to promote trade among member states, and as of 2022, it has managed to grow to a total East African trade of $78.7 billion. And according to President Museveni, this can grow further if the region realizes strategic security, which will contribute immensely to market benefits.
The second logic is strategic security. How can we be secure from, you see what's happening in the world, the wars, the what, and what happened to us? How can we be secure? Can Uganda alone be secure in the world? Even if Uganda becomes a developed country, can it be secure really against America, against China? Now, suppose China decides to become an imperialist power. They are developing now. They don't have a lot of resources inside China. There are very many people there. Suppose they are saying we are too many here. Some of us should go to Africa. How shall we defend ourselves against? So that's why we say the second logic is strategic security.
Somalia's admission into the bloc was approved by regional leaders during the 23rd Ordinary Summit of the Heads of State held in Arusha, Tanzania, after successful negotiation that lasted close to a year. As Somalia signs into accession to the East African Community, the country now has 6 months to ratify the East African Treaty for its citizens to fully enjoy the privileges being enjoyed by the East African members in the East African region. Saddam Mowale, UBC News, here at State House, Entebbe.
In other activities, President Yoweri Museveni held discussions with His Majesty Omusinga, King Charles Wesley Mumbere of Rwenzururu Kingdom, and his wife, Her Royal Highness Nyabagole Agnes Ithungu Asimawe at State House Entebbe on Wednesday. During the meeting, President Museveni was happy to learn that the Omusinga wa Rwenzururu had begun a new chapter which is aligned with the vision of the National Resistance Movement, NRM, to transform Uganda. In his speech, President Museveni said he was glad that the kingdom is now aligned with the NRM vision, which has 3 historical missions which the Africans had failed to see. Museveni also discussed with Omusinga Mumbere matters of prosperity, socio-economic transformation, and strategic security. Museveni informed the Omusinga, who moved with some of his cabinet members, that the government restored kingdoms to allow traditional leaders to mobilize and cause socio-economic transformation of the people through, among others, universal education and ensuring that everybody joins the money economy. He revealed that traditional institutions are good if they are handled well. Museveni told Omusinga Mumbere that he was glad to see that the Rwenzururu Kingdom has taken a new path and congratulated him on account that there was no need of having an irreversible showdown to abandon the principles of the NRM. President Museveni assured the Rwenzururu Kingdom that the government will, in the new financial year, embark on the work of constructing the Kingdom Palace in Kasese and also improve monthly allowances given to the kingdoms.
Been 2. Problem has been the work is a lot, but I think also these groups, your recruitment approach, be careful about the people you recruit. Don't recruit people by looking at their papers. This is not a job. It's not a. I gave the example of how I built up the URA originally. When we came into government, after a few years, I discovered that there was very low collection of taxes. I think the Minister of Finance was Kiong at that time. He's the one who told me that the tax collection that time was 4% of GDP. So there was no collection of taxes. So these agencies don't bring papers, qualification, no. Integrity.
Additionally, President pointed out that Africa's economic potential has been hampered by misguided policies and attitudes towards foreign investors.
East Africa would be very far. So when we watched all this, in the NRM we were very clear. We said no. From the beginning, liberate the private sector. Let the people, yes, the land is, the natural resources are here, the labor is here, let the people with capital come.
According to Inspector General of Government's report, Uganda loses an estimate of 20 trillion shillings annually due to corruption, with 23% of government's annual budget falling victim to this vice. Sada Mubale, UBC News at State House, Entebbe.
UBC Weekly News Roundup. The State House Investors Protection Unit unveiled an electronic portal aimed at shielding investors from bureaucratic hurdles and corruption. President Museveni presided over the launch at State House Entebbe.
Expressing her gratitude, the First Lady acknowledged Huawei's commitment to digitalizing the education system.
I must thank you yet again for what you have done so far and for really trying to work out a way that we can work with you and connect our universities. This would make work so easy, and connect the ministry with public universities across the country. This is good It shows that everything we requested of you, you took it seriously, you've worked on everything literally, and so we can count on you to really be good partners if we can do our part.
The First Lady made these remarks meeting the senior management team from Huawei Technologies Uganda, who came to State House Nakasero to update her on the progress of implementing digital education initiatives. Mrs. Janet Museveni expressed optimism for a continued partnership in 2024 with Huawei.
Our prayer is that, God willing, we can be able to work with Huawei. Maybe 2024 may get us to a place of beginning. Thank you and God bless you.
Huawei's managing director in Uganda, Mr. Jing Shangxing, pledged continued cooperation with the relevant ministries, including education and sports, information and communication technology, and national guidance. He highlighted Huawei's commitment to opening doors to employment opportunities, including the employment of 15 Ugandan interns and providing more free trainings on emerging technologies in 2024.
To cooperate with the Minister of ICT and National Guidance, Minister of Education and Sports, and the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development for the 3rd Annual National ICT Job Fair 2024. Huawei commits for the next job fair to employ 50 interns and provide free 1,000 training opportunities in the latest emerging technologies.
In addition, Huawei's Public Relations Manager, Ms. Soma Muchala, shared that over 6,000 students from 15 universities received training in computing, security, datacom, and artificial intelligence under the Huawei ICT Talent Development Program. Baguma William, reporting for UBC.
Well, I do apologize for the mishap in regards to that particular update. It was about the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Museveni, who was commending the Huawei Technologies Uganda for its remarkable contribution to advancing information and communication technologies in the country's educational institutions. Well, she made the remarks during that particular meeting with the senior management team from Huawei Technologies Uganda, who came to State House in Entebbe. Now, moving on in other updates, addressing challenges of climate change has been lined up among the issues for serious discussion in the upcoming Non-Aligned Movement Summit. Uganda's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Adonia Ayebare, says negotiations are underway on climate financing to ease transition from fossil fuel to clean energy. This comes barely weeks after the recently held COP28 in the United Arab Emirates.
On matters of climate change, it has been observed and confirmed that developing countries emit less but suffer more. This underscores the need for topmost and extensive discussion to address these challenges. The success of this will require bringing on board both developing and developed countries.
We have just come from Dubai, COP28, where the group of 77 developing, in the umbrella of developing countries, the largest negotiating group, worked together to get some of the concessions you have seen in the outcome of COP28. Developing countries, they emit less emissions, but they are the most affected by climate change.
This is why the matter will inevitably find its way to the discussion table during the upcoming Non-Aligned Movement Summit.
So we are negotiating issues of climate finance, issues of just transition from fossil fuels to clean energy, and also we are holding the developed countries accountable for funding, which they promised a while ago, the 100 billion and more funding. Because it's one thing to say that developing countries should observe, should implement climate change initiatives, but we are the less emitters, but funding is a big elephant in the room.
The Non-Aligned Movement Summit is a forum bringing together mainly developing countries from across the globe. The next summit is due to take place in Uganda.
And locally here, the preparations are going well. You found me here at the venue, which is Mnyonyo Peak Resort. The venue is getting ready. It's going to be ready. And we are ready. The agenda as the chair of NAM is to maintain the cohesiveness of the movement, the non-aligned movement, to make sure that developing countries act in solidarity among themselves, but also on the global stage. We negotiate as a cohesive group to get the benefits that will help developing countries.
More than half of the 120 member countries have confirmed attendance. Key objectives on the agenda include effective implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals.
Developing countries are get together to address issues of common interest, but also global issues of what is going on in the world. You know, the geopolitics is very fluid. The implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, is lagging behind among developing countries. To address the challenges of funding, how to access funding, the issue of debt has also led to the slowing down of implementation of SDGs and other common interests that affect developing countries.
Both the Non-Aligned Movement and G77 plus China summits will take place in January 2024 in Kampala, Uganda's capital city. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Away from state updates, the Uganda Muslim Special General Assembly, tasked with investigating the alleged sale and auctioning of Muslim mosques, including the National Mosque, has requested Mufti Shaban Mobaje to step aside for 6 months to facilitate commencement of investigations. Out of 264 members of the General Assembly, 183 members were present. Deputy Mufti of Uganda, Mohamed Semambo, has been elected to be the acting Mufti of Uganda until this issue is resolved.
The decision was disclosed during a meeting held at Gangu Islamic Secondary School.
We are not here to witch hunt. We are not here to fight. We are here to correct, because we are involved in democracy.
In recent months, Uganda National Mosque and some associated properties faced auction following the reported sale of Sembabule land. A court ruling mandated the seizure of the property within 30 days, leading to varied reactions within the Muslim community. Some members pledged to fundraise for the mosque's recovery. In response to the situation, President Museveni intervened, causing a divergence from the court's directive. A special Muslim General Assembly chaired by Haji Badru Sabira and Secretary General Hamza Wandera has established to formulate a resolution as investigations unfold.
There are issues trending in Uganda Muslim Supreme Council that are portraying the institution negatively.
December 2022, the powers of the Electoral Commission were hijacked by the Mufti. So, the powers belong to the Electoral Commission to conduct the election of the position of the chairperson of the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council.
I never had the chairman, and I regard the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council not to be having the chair until now. So since the court has come now for a special meeting, I request that we do come into election again to get another chairman representing Uganda Muslim Supreme Council.
Subsection 3 saying that Uganda Muslim Supreme Council General Assembly members propose and elect the name or names of those they think should be the chairman of the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council General Assembly.
Follow the agenda. I propose the name of Mwenye Hashim from Eastern Region.
The General Assembly's call for Mufti Shaban Mubaje to step aside underscores the gravity of the matter and the need for thorough inquiry.
Propose this special General Assembly to recommend His Eminence to step aside, so that we carry out the proper investigations.
Eminence, the Mufti of Uganda, who is proclaimed to be the leader and head of Islam, should be set aside due to public interest.
I'm here to second the motion of my brother Odoka, His Eminence Mufti. According to the Muslim community I represent from Chulhura, they are requesting, because they love him, they respect him, but they want him to step aside due to the community demand.
Moved a petition to put aside His Eminence the Mufti of Uganda, Sheikh Ramadan Mubaje, because of the magnitude of problems we faced, financial mismanagement, and then even management of the council itself. So enough is enough. Muslims have become a laughing stock. We say let him be put aside pending investigations to be proven guilty.
I was called in to come and support them as a neutral chairperson, to guide them as they are discussing issues, which we have done today. I presided on this meeting. In this meeting, they have identified issues that are in the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council that are not moving well, and they have decided to suspend His Excellency, His Eminence the Mufti, for 6 months, and then they have asked the deputy to take care. They have also put in place an ad hoc committee that is going to investigate the issue of the Supreme Council. For the time they are going to work is going to be decided tomorrow, the period they are going to be given, because we are still consulting the lawyers.
Jamil Sekaja, UBC News.
Well, the swearing-in ceremony of the Deputy Mufti Semambo is due to take place today, and our team will be giving you those updates later on at timely news hours of the day. Now, moving on, in a major validation of the UPDF's construction expertise, the Uganda Institution of Professional Engineers has commanded the military's milititious refurbishment of the Mandela National Stadium. With 85% of the project complete, Ugandans can soon expect to cheer the national teams on home soil once again, according to Lieutenant Colonel Peter Chidemuka, the project engineer. This was revealed during the site visit and the status update of the stadium by the team from Uganda Institution of Professional Engineers, as Samuel Senano reports.
The design of a modern stadium, which comes along with a unique technology. It is a smart stadium. Everything is unique. We've been looking at those stadiums in Europe. We spend a lot of money, we spend a lot of time going to Europe to witness these technologies, but I'm just so happy that everything has been brought here on our land. And I would like to thank the President of Uganda for entrusting our local.
Lieutenant Colonel Peter Chidemuka, the lead project engineer at Mandela National Stadium, took the team from the Uganda Institution of Professional Engineers on a site visit to assess the progress. He expressed optimism that the renovations are on track to meet, if not exceed, their goals.
I request them to be patient, because at least they've been waiting. And on record, the shortest time for renovation of a stadium is 3.5 years. We are not even more than 1.5. So the issue of hurrying to make us make mistakes is not good. And two, most of materials used in the stadium are imported. Floodlights, they have a lead time, 80 months, 1 year. We did all that at the beginning, so they are still on their way. But as a pitch, a stadium is not only the pitch. It involves other facilities, the sewage system. All of them must be ready before a pitch is used.
Mandela National Stadium, a beloved landmark in Uganda's sporting arena, has been undergoing extensive upgrades and renovations since 2019. The project, overseen by the UPDF Engineers Brigade, aims to modernize the facility and create a world-class sporting venue.
The water systems, the dressing rooms, they are to FIFA standards. The pitch itself is very unique, modern technology. The way you have been seeing those of Emirates, where it is exactly what we have produced here.
The renovations have addressed some of the stadium's previous challenges, such as counterfeit tickets and overcrowding. On their part, the engineers from the Uganda Institution of Professional Engineers were elated with the work accomplished by the UPDF so far.
We've witnessed the design of a modern stadium, which comes along with a unique technology. It is a smart stadium. Everything is unique. We've been looking at those stadiums in Europe. We spend a lot of money, we spend a lot of time going to Europe to witness these technologies, but I'm just so happy that everything has been brought here on our land. And I would like to thank the President of Uganda for entrusting our local contractors.
The revamped stadium is expected to host major sporting events beyond just football, including rugby and other athletic competitions. Sharon Chomjisha, UBC News.
Makerere University Hospital, a subsidiary of Makerere College of Health Sciences, has registered a milestone after successfully performing her first cochlear implant surgery on a 13-year-old Valeria Nanono. According to Olga Nanono's mother, at 9 years, Nanono suffered from meningitis disease that left her in a muted world in 2019. Since then, efforts to correct the devastating condition of Nanono were launched that involved going as far as India, but with little progress.
October 12, 2023 is a day that both Valerie Nanono and her family will not forget in a hurry. The day marked the beginning of a new dawn. This is the day that efforts to unmute the world of a 13-year-old who deafened at 9 years started to yield results.
Although my hearing, it won't be exactly normal. It will be a bit different from normal hearing. I think that's also why I can't hear exactly. That's why I can't hear now, because I think it's different. That's why they said.
To Alego Olga, Nanono's mother, the daughter was born a normal child, had a bright childhood with all the senses functional. However, in 2019, a dark cloud started hovering over Nanono's life as she suffered multiple illnesses, including leukemia and meningitis.
She started getting fevers, so we'd go to clinics, pharmacies. They would treat malaria, treat bacteria infection, typhoid, but it never ever went down. So we continued that way. That was in about 2019 in February. So this went on up to about June, when she now really deteriorated. Her palms were white, her mouth, her eyes, her feet, and she was very weak and losing appetite.
Since then, Valerie Nanono has been living in a muted world.
Should only hear bullets, slams of doors only, but when you call her Valerie, a car, she can't hear nothing. So it was another depression for the family.
Attempts to restore Nanono's hearing sense led the family to a number of medical facilities, both in Uganda and abroad. As fate would dictate, the family was later advised to seek treatment locally in Uganda, and this led them to Makerere University Hospital.
So we had to use a special technique that we've just started using. It just got approval from our government, our NIH, and got grants to do 25 patients, but since it's working so well, I thought I would use it here as well.
Despite the surgery being successful, Nanono has other 2 hurdles to jump before the cochlea becomes fully useful to her.
It will take approximately a month or 3 to 4 weeks. The wound will have healed, and then we will attach a processor and then switch on the gadget. Okay, because this is a powered gadget, the electric batteries, and we switch on.
For this reason, the family appeals to well-wishers to come to their rescue.
We're trying to raise about $15,000.
These implants require a lot of supplies after. They need batteries, they need the wires. At times they get spoiled, children will spoil them. So we keep in stock for them to keep coming and pick whatever they are picking.
As she waits for good Samaritans, Nanono will continue relying on the application that she has been using for her communication needs until the processor is fully fixed.
It's like you've been in a dark room forever and suddenly light is switched on. It's overwhelming. So you begin the stimulation of the nerve in rather a gradual way, so that the child or the individual gets to optimize the map within about 6 visits.
Cochlear implantation is usually the last resort for one, mostly children, after it's concluded that hearing aids or other interventions cannot be of help. Doc Kaskimono, UBC News.
Well, congratulations. Authors have decried a diminishing African culture and values. In a bid to revive African culture and values, the authors in a book titled Wisdom at Fireplace have encouraged the Africans and their government to uphold the values by incorporating the culture in school curriculum and policies. This was during the book launch written by Gertrude Sekabera in Kampala.
I was looking at our African culture crumbling to pieces, because in our culture, our education was around the fireplace, the general education or mentorship. And we had people who grew up with a lot of values, positive values, respect for one another, respect for property. And, when I look at the contemporary child today, you cannot stand up as an elder unless you are his or her teacher and say, "You, what are you doing?" This child can even easily just return very bad words, even if you are older. And even within the community, our elders used to discipline us as a community, but today you cannot. And then the unity of the family is really crumbling because of this technology, the TV and so on. Today, one child is eating from the bedroom, another one is eating from, they are not together. But this, around the fireplace, that's when we developed unity, respect for one another, because each person would talk and another one listens, and you wouldn't interrupt one another, which is not the case today.
We have identified book to be one of the areas that we need to promote because of the area it covers. Many people are not doing what they are supposed to do because of that ability of the value that the wisdom at the fireplace has missed. People have missed that ability to sit with the parents, to sit with the community, and they share. So in part of our program, we have what we call the outreach programs, where we meet the authors, meet the teachers, meet the various stakeholders, and promote what is in the works of the people, in the works of the people, the wisdoms that we see in the works of the people, and we share. One of the areas that we do is through exposition. This is one of them that we have done. But we are going to hold workshops, seminars, to do such, not only this book, but other. If you write a good book, we identify values there, because it is not how many pages, but value. For example, who says Mandela said this? It is not what they wrote, but there is a proverb or something that is there that we want to promote. So we identify those areas through people's biographies, through people's memoirs, through people's books, and try to sell them, to expose them to the public.
Good to know you're still following the weekly news roundup. The Salvation Army Uganda has begun their spiritual preparation for Christmas with Christmas carols at Salvation Army Church and Community Hall, Kampala. Salvation Army believes that repentance towards God, faith in the Lord Jesus Christ, and regeneration by the Holy Spirit is necessary for salvation.
The birth of Jesus Christ has long been celebrated in songs. Christmas carols are at the very heart of the Christmas seasonal tradition celebrations.
The Salvation Army is a church foundation and as well as an NGO. Now during the Christmas carols we do sing hymns and praises reminding us about the birth of Jesus Christ, how he was born and how it was all prophesied that he's going to be born. So mainly today we are just doing Christmas carols in remembrance of the birth of Jesus Christ, who is going to be Emmanuel, meaning God with us.
The Salvation Army has once again begun their Christmas carols with different choirs as they prepare to celebrate Christmas on Monday, 25th December next week.
Our theme of this Christmas carol says, "Be glad that you belong to him. Be happy if you belong to Jesus, the living God who is going to be born in our lives. Now he's born already, but he's going to renew our lives."
This excitement evening includes spoken word and live music from various performers.
It's a beautiful thing to be celebrating Christmas carols today with the Salvation Army. It has been such a great day. This day is a day that is celebrated all over the world.
Salvation Army message is based on the Bible and motivated by the love of God. The Salvation Army is a Christian organization and part of the Universal Christian Church. Its message and lifestyle is based on biblical teachings. Haruna Mtesasira, UBC News.
Many Ugandans did join hands with the government to skill both the boy and girl child in programs which include tailoring, weaving, hairdressing and knitting. The government piloted a skilling program for the youth and women throughout the 5 divisions of Kampala to help them start their own businesses.
The government established centers to train the youth and women in skilling programs, including carpentry, fabrication and welding, shoemaking, tailoring, weaving, hairdressing, knitting, baking crafts and stone cutting. However, this was not enough, so individuals have come out to compliment government by organizing these programs in their areas. The chairman of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Wakiso District, Eyeru Andrew, has also joined the bandwagon. He urged the government and leaders to put in place programs to attract boys to participate in such programs.
We don't see the boys, so we are asking the local government here in this area and the chairpersons to engage with the institute to have a number of boys also so that we have a balanced team.
Jacob Ochen Onama, an entrepreneur in the tourism sector and a member of the Uganda National Chamber of Commerce, appealed to the students to put what they have learned into action, especially in the festive season.
It's nothing but courage, endurance and passion. You like what you're going to do. Because today's world, it's not the education you have. It's the skill, what you're getting, what you're doing with your own hands. You're lucky that you're not crippled, but you're doing wonders. So you're going to go out there, go to the field, make your money, put it here, and develop. Move a step ahead.
Chireku chairperson Aziza Dixon petitioned parents to talk to their children to participate in these developmental activities. The goal of the youth skilling is to help young people transition from schoolwork and give them the tools they need to succeed in their careers.
In other updates, taking regional stakeholders in the tourism and wildlife studies sector in Kasese district did express concern over the community's low uptake of courses related to tourism. They say the number of students taking courses related to tourism and wildlife research has gone down as a result of taking children to medical courses.
Uganda Wildlife Research and Training Institute has now embarked on community sensitization and awareness programs to increase the public's knowledge about the school's capacity to improve tourism studies.
I sensitize people that if they follow this trend, certainly there is a lot to benefit out of it. People think that when they take their children in the health training institutions, they can be able to reap much. I'm telling you, this trade is like any other trade, and it's really for it is hands-on. You can be able to get what to do within your environment, within your locality.
Speaking to some of the parents in Kasese district, it was highlighted that the high hopes in their children led them to take their children to medical studies.
Well, this is a public institution, and I think the only one in the country of its nature, which does a little bit of a difference between other colleges because they train more than giving academic. So they are both eyes and hands-on. But my observation has been clearly seen that we, the people of Kasese, have not impressed. And that's why I was trying to wonder whether it is the parent, maybe non-information, or it is because the institution has not given us the sample of what they do.
After community sensitization in different parts of Kasese district, parents promised to take their children for tourism and wildlife research studies. They called upon their parents in Kasese district to support the tourism sector by taking their own courses related to tourism and wildlife research studies.
The community of Kasese was not fully aware of the institution. Since we are now informed and aware that the institution is allocated in our district, I advise Kasese community, Kasese district as large, we use this chance not to take our children outside the district, and yet we have the institution that is within the district that has come to help our children to have good education.
Ivan Juko, Moses Mutabali for UBC.
Returning shortly after these messages with business. Keep it UBC.
Meet Stone Atwine, the co-founder of Eversend, a startup that is building financial technology from Uganda to the world. From currency exchange to business banking, Stone and his team are doing it all. Stone embodies the grit and the commitment to take a startup from nothing to something. Stone, keep building. You are unstoppable. MTN, the Unstoppable Network, celebrates you. Download the Eversend app or visit eversend.com, and together, let's support Ugandans like Stone who are driving our country's unstoppable progress.
Bino byebifo byemugenda okutekalya mu Uganda. Singindenga bino mukaaga December tugenda kwentera Resort Beach omuli Africa Band, Alien Skin n'abayimbi abaliko. Era Boxing Day Palasa Chiba kwa Kamwesi.
Shiba Karungi, and I'm calling you out on Boxing Day at Kamwesi Mall.
Abayimbi abalala bangi. Asitano mu December tugenda kwa Sheraton Gardens. Radio for UG Mix Dance Party. Dr. Jose Chameleon, Big Size Baby Cool, Shiba Karungi n'abalala bangi. Asatu mu December Masindi tugenda kwa Radio 7 UG Mix Dance Party. Lumu January 2024 tweyiwa ku Resort Beach Entebbe. Olwo lumu January era tugenda kwa Africa Band kwa Kamwesi. Kati gomanyi jona agenda bitikikibwa Baitu Group Limited bitedwa mu sente Leonard Contractors. No worries, but I'm sounds Baitu Group. No.
Where you go, MTN. Juko. Yo. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sematia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a poultry project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson chairperson and your parish chief, and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Good to have your company once again. A warm welcome back. Now on to business before we let you go enjoy your Sunday. Minister of State for Microfinance, Haruna Kasolo, has halted the renewal of license for money lenders across the country. Minister Haruna says he has received numerous complaints of irregularities by money lenders. Hence, new terms are need to be set before the licenses are renewed. Haruna issued the directive at the launch of an online record-keeping and training platform by the Association of Microfinance Institutions of Uganda in Kampala.
I'm officially launching this digital platform for microfinance institutions. Official system now. See, the other time I told you about money lenders, and I'm going to arrest all of them. They are, can I call them money lenders? They are everywhere, on every building. They open like shops, on every building there is a money lender. And they make people pay back every day. Every day. And once they don't pay back, they go. Once they get them, they cane them. What is this? The regulator is here. So when I went, because I was about to arrest them, when I made research, I saw the license with their signature and the chairman. But now, from what she said, but some of these people forged their signatures. Anyway, I told them now that the license is about to, the period is about to end, it is ending in December. Stop new license. We must have a meeting in January for all money lenders. Then I talk to them. Don't license and then you don't. Now I know all the money lenders licenses are ending in December. So January, don't. Please. Don't. Let me first have a meeting with all money lenders. Let's have a meeting.
Meet Stone Atwine, the co-founder of Eversend, a startup that is building financial technology from Uganda to the world. From currency exchange to business banking, Stone and his team are doing it all. Stone embodies the grit and the commitment to take a startup from nothing to something. Stone, keep building. You are unstoppable. MTN, the Unstoppable Network, celebrates you. Download the Eversend app or visit eversend.com, and together, let's support Ugandans like Stone who are driving our country's unstoppable progress.
Well, a few minutes to the top of the hour, now giving you sports, where over 7,000 secondary school students did attend this year's capacity building training program that took place at Chibuli SS in Kampala, Lira and Intare School in Imbarara. The training enables the youth to learn important skills in order to become well-trained coaches, referees and sports teachers.
And the Secondary School Sports Association Capacity Building Engagement saw a combined total of 7,000 secondary school students and teachers in attendance for the purpose to acquire important skills in sports. Kibuli Secondary School Kampala and the Ntale School in Barara and Lira were the three focal points on Friday the 15th of December 2023.
The purpose of this training is that we may be able to give skills to the teachers and to the learners. We want learners in schools to learn skills when they are still young. Uganda has been facing a challenge. That's why we don't have international referees. By the time they start learning after their university, then the age cuts them off and they can't go far.
These skills not only push sports athletic excellence in the country, but also implement the necessary training of sports teachers, coaches, and referees of both genders right away from the schools.
It is very important that every school that is going to participate in our games should have young referees, should have young coaches, because it is going to be a precondition for participating. But we are also going to make sure that we are going to have more courses for these young kids so that as they grow in the best way, they have the best practice, and then definitely the winning will come.
The capacity building engagement training happens towards the end of every year as they target better sports management and control of sports right from the grassroots of the secondary school level towards enhanced professionalism at the very top.
I was training football refereeing and I've really learned a lot. I've learned the penalty kicks, all the 17 laws. And I really love the instructors. The feeding was nice at Chibuli SS. I've associated with many people. I've got friends, and she's there. I think we are sisters.
Ndi muwala naye njagala nnyo ebyakapiira kuba endabiddeko eyo wabweru nga bansikiriza. Waliwo Shamira ali mu afuwa amasaza naye mwegomba nnyo ebintu byakola, fitness ye, buli kimu kyakola. Kati na decide nze kujja kunange mukope. She's my role model in this.
And for the icing on the cake, students commemorated the day by singing a happy birthday to the Minister of State for Sports, Honorable Peter Ogwang, in his absentia. Mashamira Victor, EBC News.
Well, thank you so much for making us part of your day, and keep watching the National Broadcast. Better programs lined up for you as you continue to enjoy your Sunday afternoon. Well, warm wishes for a fruitful week ahead. My name is Sandra Kahunde. Salute to the team behind the scene for making this newscast come your way. God bless.